Have you ever felt like something in your relationship just doesn't feel right, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe you constantly feel drained, walking on eggshells, or questioning whether this person is truly meant for you. Stoic philosophy teaches us that relationships should bring peace, stability, and growth, not chaos, anxiety, and doubt. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your relationship is filled with constant stress and uncertainty, it may be time to reevaluate. In this video, we will explore 7 clear signs, rooted in Stoic wisdom, that indicate you might be with the wrong person. If you relate to more than a few of these, it may be time to make a difficult but necessary decision. Let's begin. 1. You feel more drained than energized. A relationship should recharge you, not exhaust you. Think about it, after spending time with your partner, do you feel lighter, happier, and more motivated? Or do you feel emotionally drained, mentally exhausted, and constantly walking on eggshells? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your relationship fills your mind with stress, doubt, and fatigue, it's a clear sign that something is off. Of course, every relationship has challenges. Disagreements, rough patches, and compromises are part of any meaningful connection. But if you constantly feel like you're giving too much and receiving too little, if every interaction feels like a struggle instead of a source of joy, then something deeper is wrong. A healthy relationship should energize both partners. You should feel supported, encouraged, and valued, not emotionally depleted and unappreciated. The Stoics believe that who we allow into our lives shapes our mental and emotional well-being. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." If your partner is constantly criticizing you, draining your energy, or making you feel less than you are, they may not be the right person for you. It's not just about avoiding toxic people. It's about choosing relationships that align with your values, support your growth, and bring inner peace. You may be in an emotionally draining relationship if you feel relieved, not happy, when they are not around. You feel relieved, not happy, when they are not around. You feel like you're always giving but rarely receiving support. You suppress your true feelings to avoid arguments or conflict. You feel mentally and emotionally exhausted after interactions. You constantly question if you are the problem. If these signs resonate with you, it's time to reflect. Is this relationship helping you grow, or is it holding you back? What should you do? First, reflect on your feelings. How do you genuinely feel in this relationship? Second, set boundaries. Don't sacrifice your mental health for someone else's comfort. Third, have an honest conversation. If you feel constantly drained, talk to your partner. Finally, be ready to walk away. If things don't improve, choose yourself. Remember, a good relationship adds to your life, it doesn't take away from it. 2. They disrespect your boundaries. A relationship should be built on mutual respect, and that includes respecting each other's boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, they are guidelines that protect your well-being, values, and personal space. When your partner repeatedly ignores, dismisses, or violates your boundaries, it's a serious red flag. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you constantly let someone cross your boundaries, you risk losing yourself in the process. Have you ever found yourself saying yes when you really wanted to say no? Or feeling guilty for wanting alone time or setting limits? If so, it's a sign your boundaries are not being respected. Of course, relationships require compromise. But there's a difference between healthy compromise and being manipulated, pressured, or disrespected. Someone who truly cares about you will listen, understand, and respect your needs, not make you feel guilty for having them. Disrespecting boundaries can come in many forms. They pressure you into things you're uncomfortable with. They ignore your requests and do what they want anyway. They make fun of your limits or call you too sensitive. They guilt trip you when you try to assert yourself. They make you feel selfish for prioritizing your well-being. 3. You feel like you can't be yourself. A healthy relationship should allow you to be authentically yourself. You shouldn't feel like you need to pretend, shrink, or change who you are just to keep the peace. If you constantly filter your words, hide your opinions, or suppress your true personality, it's a sign that something is wrong. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This means that you should never feel pressured to become someone you're not to fit another person's expectations. If you can't express your true thoughts, emotions, or dreams without fear of judgment or rejection, you may be in the wrong relationship. Maybe you feel like your partner dismisses your interests, beliefs, or values. Maybe they make you feel small or unimportant, subtly discouraging you from expressing yourself. Or maybe you've changed so much that you don't even recognize yourself anymore. A relationship should not make you feel like you have to wear a mask every day. Love should feel safe, not like a constant performance. The Stoics believed in living in accordance with your nature. Epictetus said, "Know, first, who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." You should never have to sacrifice your true self to please someone else. How do you know if you're losing yourself? You constantly second-guess your words and actions to avoid upsetting them. You feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid of their reaction. You downplay your achievements or hide your passions. You feel exhausted after spending time with them because you're trying so hard to be what they want. You no longer recognize the person you used to be. The truth is, if someone truly loves you, they will embrace who you are, not who they want you to be. So, what can you do? First, reflect on who you were before this relationship. Have you changed for the better, or have you lost parts of yourself? Second, speak up. Express your thoughts, opinions, and desires. A supportive partner will listen and encourage you. Third, pay attention to how they react. If they dismiss, belittle, or pressure you to change, that's a major red flag. And finally, be willing to walk away. Your true self is too valuable to be hidden. A real connection is built on honesty, respect, and authenticity, not on fear, control, or suppression. 4. They bring more chaos than stability. A good relationship should add peace, support, and stability to your life, not stress, drama, and uncertainty. If you feel like your relationship is constantly full of arguments, emotional highs and lows, or unpredictable situations, it might be time to ask yourself, is this really what I want for my future? Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. If your relationship is making your life more chaotic and unstable, it's a clear sign that something is wrong. Of course, every relationship has ups and downs. No couple is perfect. But if there is constant emotional turbulence, with no sense of security or trust, then that's not just a rough patch, it's a pattern. Maybe your partner is unpredictable, reactive, or constantly creating problems. Maybe they thrive on drama, arguments, or emotional manipulation, making you feel like you're always walking through a storm. Or maybe you feel exhausted because every day is a new battle. One moment things are fine, the next, everything falls apart again. A healthy relationship should make you feel safe, not anxious. Love should bring calm, not chaos. How do you know if your relationship is too chaotic? You feel more stressed than happy when you're around them. Small issues turn into huge fights that drain your energy. There's a pattern of breakups, threats, or emotional outbursts. You never know what mood they'll be in, and you adjust yourself to keep the peace. You feel mentally and emotionally exhausted all the time. The Stoics believed in seeking inner peace and stability. Seneca once wrote, "A raging storm cannot last forever, so too, neither can our troubles." But if your relationship always feels like a storm, it may be a sign that this is not the right person for you. So, what can you do? First, recognize the pattern. If your relationship has been unstable for a long time, it's not just a bad phase, it's a way of life. Second, set boundaries. You don't have to accept constant chaos in your life. Third, stop making excuses for their behavior. If someone always brings disorder, they may not be capable of providing stability. And finally, be prepared to walk away. You deserve a relationship that brings peace, not turmoil. A partner should be your safe place, not another source of stress. 5. Lack of mutual growth and support. A strong relationship is not just about love, it's about growth and support. If your partner does not encourage you to improve, achieve your goals, or become the best version of yourself, you may be stuck in a relationship that holds you back. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." A true partner challenges, inspires, and uplifts you, not someone who discourages, belittles, or resents your success. In a healthy relationship, both partners should help each other evolve. If one person is growing, learning, and improving while the other stays stagnant, or worse, tries to pull them down, then the relationship is not balanced. Maybe your partner criticizes your ambitions, mocks your goals, or makes you feel guilty for wanting more in life. Maybe they are comfortable staying the same, while you are constantly striving to grow. Or maybe they see your success as a threat, instead of something to celebrate together. A relationship should feel like a team, not a competition. How do you know if your relationship lacks growth and support? Your partner discourages your ambitions instead of supporting them. They show little interest in your personal or professional growth. You feel like you are constantly pushing yourself forward, while they remain stagnant. They belittle or mock your achievements instead of celebrating them. You feel guilty for wanting more in life. The Stoics believed in continuous self-improvement and choosing relationships that align with your values. If your partner does not support your growth, they may be holding you back. So, what can you do? First, evaluate the relationship. Are you growing together, or are you growing apart? Second, communicate your needs. A good partner will want to see you succeed. Third, pay attention to their response. If they dismiss your dreams, refuse to grow, or make you feel bad for wanting more, that is a major red flag. And finally, be willing to choose yourself. If they are not willing to grow with you, you may need to move forward without them. A fulfilling relationship should nurture your potential, not limit it. 6. They don't take responsibility for their actions. A mature and healthy relationship requires accountability. If your partner constantly blames others, makes excuses, or refuses to admit when they're wrong, It creates an unhealthy dynamic where problems never get solved. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You must become responsible for your own mind. No one else can do it for you." In a relationship, both partners must take responsibility for their words, actions, and mistakes. Without this, trust erodes, resentment builds, and conflicts repeat themselves without resolution. Maybe your partner always blames you, their past, or external circumstances when things go wrong. Maybe they never apologize sincerely, or if they do, they quickly follow it up with excuses like, "I'm sorry, but you made me do it." Or maybe they refuse to acknowledge their mistakes and instead shift the blame onto you, making you feel guilty for things that weren't your fault. This behavior is not just immature, it's toxic. A relationship can only grow when both people own their actions and work together to improve. How do you know if your partner avoids responsibility? They never apologize genuinely. They blame others instead of admitting their faults. They play the victim in every argument. They refuse to listen to feedback or constructive criticism. They gaslight you into thinking everything is your fault. Epictetus, a great Stoic thinker, taught that we must focus on what we can control, our own actions, not others' excuses. If someone constantly avoids accountability, they are showing you that they lack emotional maturity. So, what can you do? First, stop taking the blame for their actions. Recognize when they are shifting responsibility onto you. Second, set clear expectations. Let them know that taking ownership of mistakes is important to you. Third, watch their response. A healthy partner will reflect and try to improve. A toxic partner will become defensive, deny wrongdoing, or try to manipulate you. And finally, decide if this is the kind of person you want to be with. Without accountability, relationships become one-sided, and you'll always be carrying the emotional burden. A strong relationship is built on honesty, accountability, and mutual respect, not excuses and blame games. 7. Your instincts are telling you something's off. Sometimes, you don't need proof, you just know. You might not be able to explain it logically, but deep down, something feels wrong. Maybe it's a constant sense of unease, a gut feeling that won't go away, or a subtle discomfort that lingers even in good moments. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If something seems wrong, don't ignore it. Trust your reasoned judgment." Your instincts are your mind's way of warning you before your emotions catch up. Maybe you feel anxious even when things seem fine. Maybe you catch yourself justifying their behavior, telling yourself it's not that bad, or constantly making excuses for why you feel this way. Or maybe you've stopped trusting your own emotions because they make you question whether you're overreacting. The truth is, when your gut tells you something is wrong, it usually is. The Stoics believed in listening to reason and being brutally honest with yourself. If you have to convince yourself that everything is okay, that's already a sign that it's not. How do you know if your instincts are warning you? You feel anxious even when nothing obvious is wrong. You find yourself making excuses for their actions. You've lost trust in your own emotions and perceptions. You keep hoping things will get better, but they never do. You feel drained, even in happy moments. Seneca once said, "The first step to wisdom is knowing when to walk away." Ignoring your instincts only leads to deeper regret. If something feels off, pay attention, your intuition is trying to protect you. So, what can you do? First, stop dismissing your feelings. If something feels wrong, take it seriously. Second, analyze your emotions rationally. Ask yourself, am I constantly feeling uneasy, or is this just a temporary doubt? Third, seek outside perspective. Talk to someone you trust. Often, an outsider can see things more clearly than you can. And finally, be ready to act. If your instincts keep warning you, don't ignore them. It's better to leave an uncertain situation than to stay and realize too late that you should have walked away. Trust yourself. Your intuition is one of your greatest strengths, don't silence it. Conclusion. A relationship should bring peace, respect, and growth, not doubt, exhaustion, or emotional turmoil. If you recognize several of these signs in your relationship, don't ignore them. The Stoics teach us that true strength comes from facing reality and making choices that align with our values and well-being. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." The same applies to relationships. Who you choose to share your life with affects your peace, purpose, and personal growth. Take a moment to reflect. Are you in a relationship that empowers you, or one that drains you? If this video resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it to them, because sometimes, clarity comes from hearing the truth. Don't forget to subscribe to Explore Stoicism and turn on notifications for more valuable lessons. Thank you for watching, and remember, you deserve friends who bring real value and joy to your life.